What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Dog Whisperer podcast. Thank you again for tuning in. Season 2, we are live and kicking for Season 2 of the Dog Whisperer podcast, sponsored by Anchor FM. Also, Raz Energy Drinks is now a sponsor for us. We are going to be giving out samples of this energy drink over the next few weeks. So if you're interested in a sample of that, so you can see how it affects you and if it can help you or not, DM me on Instagram or contact us at the Dog Whisperer Podcast at gmail.com, and I will definitely try to get you a sample out to see if you're an athlete or non-athlete, you can benefit from this drink. Before we get into this episode, I just want to thank everybody for tuning into this season. The first episode this season, my adoption journey, got my highest streams to date. So I'm very excited about that, and I appreciate you guys for supporting me on this journey. Today, the topic, it's a one-on-one segment. The topic is relationships matter, but it's a one-on-one with a friend of mine who is an assistant coach at the University of West Georgia, Chatil Bradford. Coach Bradford has been coaching for about 8 years now. She started playing basketball. Her collegiate career was at Columbus State University, where she was a graduate assistant, and then she started coaching at Tuskegee University, and now she's currently the assistant coach at the University of West Georgia. So I want you guys to listen to this interview, enjoy it. If you're an athlete, take note. She has a lot of wisdom, a lot of great things to say about the game of basketball, sports in general, the recruitment process. Really pay attention to how she speaks about the sport, the passion she has. Listen to what you can do to better yourself, prepare yourself, and to make sure that you're ready for that next level of play, regardless of your sport. This is your opportunity to really listen and see what you need to do to get yourself to that next level. And West Georgia is having a team camp as well as individual camps this summer. So the information on those camps will be linked in the bio for this interview. So if you are interested in attending those camps, I'll have the link and information for you to sign up and get down there. I'm probably going to try to, create an excuse to make my way down there. But I haven't been to campus in now 3 years, so I haven't been able to even see Coach Bradford for a while. So I need to get down there so we can, hit our wing spot up and, catch up on everything that's going on. She's newly engaged and everything, so a lot's happening. So thank you again. This is the Dog Whisperer Podcast. We'll be right back. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Dog Whisperer Podcast. As I stated before, thank you so much for tuning in this season. Season 2, we are talking to nothing but dogs. And dog stands for dreamers, amplified with grind. Today, I have the pleasure of hooking back up with a friend I made at Columbus State University. She is a go-getter, a dream chaser, and also a dream creator for our youth and young adults that, play basketball and are looking to attend, college and university to play that sport. So I will let my friend introduce herself and exactly what she does, and we can get this thing going.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm glad to connect again with Mr. Darryl. I am the assistant women's basketball coach at West Georgia, University of West Georgia, and I've been there. I've just completed my 3rd year, and I've been coaching for going on about 7 years now. I think actually I'm going on 8. So it's been quite a journey, to say the least.
Yes, and I've been able to follow that journey, and it's been one to watch. You definitely are inspirational. You're a motivation to, I know, myself, and so I know you're a motivation to a lot of the young ladies looking to, continue playing their sport and also get into coaching in the future. So I'm glad you're blazing that trail for us. To get started, you've been coaching, you said, going on 8 years. You started coaching at Tuskegee, correct?
Well, that was my first full-time job. I actually begin coaching at Columbus State. After I graduated, I got a graduate assistantship there.
Right.
And so that was the start of really me beginning to coach. Being there, I worked there for 2 years, coached under the guy that I played for, a wonderful guy, Coach Norton.
Right.
And he decided to retire that year. So that's when I got the opportunity to, again, coach under somebody that I played for. She was the assistant coach at Columbus when I was there. And so I got that opportunity to work for her at Tuskegee, worked there for 2 years, and really just enjoyed my experience, because I didn't go to an HBCU. It was nice to work there and just gain so much knowledge, being around and just learning so much about the history, because prior to working there, I didn't know much about Tuskegee and just the Tuskegee Airmen and just the richness of history there that wasn't known to me. And so that was a wonderful experience in itself. Met a lot of wonderful people there. And then now, ever since I've left there, I've been at West Georgia. Like I said, just completed my 3rd year. Great experience as well. It's really, to me, it's very comparative to my experience at Columbus State. Same type of environment. The biggest thing I say to people is it has football. Columbus State didn't. So that adds a different level of competitiveness and just overall closeness at a university.
Got you. Yeah, that makes sense. So before you started coaching, you were an athlete. You played your collegiate career at Columbus State. What got you into basketball? Like, what made you fall in love with the sport of basketball?
It's crazy. So a lot of people don't know this, but I grew up playing every sport. Right. Like, my mom had me in at least 2 sports. Every season there could be a sport played.
Wow.
The only thing that I can say I didn't play was like football and soccer. But I did figure skating, I did gymnastics, I did dancing, tap, you name it, swimming. And it wasn't even like, oh, you're just doing rec. Like, I was on competitive teams, like AAU for everything. I look back at my mom, I'm like, that was expensive. And she's like, bro, you weren't going to be on the streets.
Right, I know that's real.
And I'm just like, okay. So for me, like, I started playing basketball probably when I was 3.
Okay.
And of course, I played like the rec leagues, like everybody else played, because that's all you could do when you were younger. But I always did it in conjunction with other sports.
Right.
And so as I got older and I wanted to play AAU basketball, it was just like, okay, well, if we're going to play AAU basketball because it's advanced the whole summer, you're going to have to cut back on some other sports.
Right.
And so it was just like, well, what do I want to cut back on? And the only thing that I could was kind of like swimming, because that was during the same season. So I was like, swimming and softball, I want to cut back on that. And so I just kept up basketball in the summer, but there was always a cutoff time because I still played volleyball. Right. And so if you know anything about volleyball starts like the end of July. Right. And so I always had to get back in shape for volleyball. And my basketball coaches, they hated it. They'd be like, you need to stay with one sport and blah, blah, blah. My mom was like, no, she needs to be doing something every part of the year. Like, there was never a sit-down time for me. Like, kids would be like, oh, basketball didn't start in November, so I'll just go to the gym twice a week. It was like, no, I'm at the gym every day.
Right.
Right. And so I really just gained love because that was something I was doing year-round. Like, I was playing other sports still. Even in, like, I got as far as the high school, I was playing 4 sports. But basketball was just consistent through every sport. Right. Because I was so used to that hustle and bustle. So I would literally, like, in high school, I was playing tennis and track. So I would leave tennis and track practice and go to a basketball practice. So I probably wouldn't make it home until, like, 9 o'clock every night. But it was just, for me, that was just the life I was used to because my mom had started me so early.
Right.
And so that's just always been my consistent love. But I've never just fully, until I started coaching, that was the only time that I've fully given my life to just basketball.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I remember you ran track in college too, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was a shot put and discus thrower in college. Yeah. Still hold records.
Still hold records. Y'all hear this? So that speaks volumes, though, you know, especially to this younger generation that I hear a lot of the I'm too busy for this or I have too much going on, but they're one sport athletes, you know, and they're like, oh, I have school and then I have this sport after school. And I tell these kids, like, I know people that do what you do in the morning, and then they have 20 other things to do throughout the day, in addition to being a student at school and stuff like that. So, you know, the hustle, you know, and the grind has to be there for you to make it to that higher level. And you know, if you let yourself be mentally taken out of the, you know, competitiveness of it because you're saying, oh, I'm just too tired or I'm too busy, you know, I can't do, you know, more than, you know, one thing at a time, you know, you may be taking yourself out of, you know, the running for some of these opportunities, you know, because people are out here really hustling and really getting at it. And that's, you know, an example right there.
I literally tell that to kids that I'm recruiting, my current players. I'm like, listen, don't ever tell me you don't have time.
Right.
Because there's so much time. It's just that maybe you do have to start your day a little early and end it a little later than you want to end it. But there's always time. And time management is a skill that everybody wants in a player, in an employee, in the person they're involved with. It's like that's a skill that is so valuable these days. Definitely. Because if you can learn how to manage your time, you can do anything you want to do.
Definitely. And it's what you do with the time. Because when I hear a kid say, I don't have time, and then I know you're on Snapchat and TikTok and playing a video game for 5 hours a night, that lets me know right there you have plenty of time. You don't have time to do something that's hard work. You know, you want to end your day with the hard work early so you can go play around for the rest of the day. So,
exactly. You know, that is exactly right.
Yeah, just say what it is. Don't tell me you don't have time. Just tell me you don't have time to really work, and let it be it. But I love that you said that because, you know, I know a lot of kids that will be listening to this to try to hear kind of a heads up and like, what do recruiters look for? Like, what are coaches looking for? And I'm glad you said that because now it gives my words a little bit more substance. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will eat it up a little bit more with the understanding. I'm not just saying it for my own health. You know, you're either going to do it or you're not. But now you hear it from that next level of where you're trying to get to. You hear it. This is what they're looking for. This is what they see in student athletes, that time management and that will to really want to go out there and grind. So I'm glad you said that.
I mean, to me, it all speaks the same language. Like, even if you say, hey, I don't play multiple sports, but I play a sport and I have a job and I go to school with a 3.5.
Right.
You know, that to me is saying, oh, this kid, one, understands that money doesn't grow off trees.
Right.
And then two, it's like, okay, they know that there's a value to what they're doing right now. It's going to help them later.
Right.
And they don't have a problem grinding for what they want. Like, I would much rather want that kid opposed to the kid that's just like, has never worked for anything, always been given things.
Right.
Because they just don't understand the value of the grind and how it pays off for you in the end.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I love that. So let's dive more back into your coaching. You know, at West Georgia, beautiful campus. First and foremost, I was able to come down there. I had to come back.
Please do.
And have lunch again with you. But the campus is gorgeous. The facility is, you know, gorgeous. How was it last season? You know, with COVID, you know, how did, you know, kind of going through that, how was that for you guys?
I personally think it was a struggle. It was so different. Just from my experiences as a player to my experiences as a coach, I think every aspect of it was different because we missed 8 months of just interaction.
Right.
Just face-to-face interaction with our players, with each other, and just trying to gain. It was almost like rebuilding a relationship when kids got back on campus. It was like, okay, in the recruiting process, you're talking to kids over the phone, but you have dinner with their parents, or they come to campus, and you can develop that first interaction, the chemistry. And I think it was so different for us this year. Like, from the moment that they stepped on campus, it was like some kids I had never seen in person because I recruited them during the pandemic, recruiting inside. And then there were some kids that I haven't seen since they left way back in March. And so you're saying, like, okay, I've seen you on Skype. We've all seen each other on Zoom, FaceTime, you know, but that gets old. It's like you become a different person when you've been in a house for 6 to 7 months.
True.
And so it was like rebuilding those relationships, but at the same time, okay, you can't be too close for too long. You know, it's still the social distancing aspect, even though people were on campus.
Right.
And just the new rules and regulations that we had to go through, you know, just to get started up. I think that was a hindrance for us because we as coaches, we thrive on those personal relationships that we have with our players.
Right.
And just having to kind of rebuild, it felt like from scratch was kind of difficult. Having team dinners, like that was different because we couldn't do it.
Right.
Even traveling on the road, going to games, like we're so used to like, hey, let's go have a team dinner at the restaurant and come back, or maybe we got a day off and hey, let's go hang out, have lunch, dinner, let's watch film. Like the whole process was just different. Traveling to different cities, making sure you don't come in contact with too many people. And so it was a different kind of year. You know, I laugh and I look at like Roy Williams. He's retiring and I'm like, yeah, I see why. This was a very stressful year.
What's that? I gotta get out of here.
You know, like, you know, I'm a lower level coach. And so I'm still new in the game. But for someone that has been in this game for 30, 40 years, this is a year like no other year.
Right.
And at the Division I level, they haven't been able to go out and recruit this whole year. You know, they haven't been able to have that interaction with anyone.
Right.
And then one thing we love as coaches is like when we go to these recruiting events, yeah, we're going to see players, but we also love interacting with other coaches.
Right.
There's some coaches that are my friends that I feel like I haven't seen in a year and a half.
Right.
Because we didn't play against them, nor did we meet for vacation or go recruiting. You know, it was just, it's like, hey friend, I love you, but I'll see you next year. I'll see you next summer, you know. And I just think in every aspect, it was a very difficult year. I think for a lot of us, it was like vaccines, let's go get it. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to live again.
Yeah.
Even in the coaching world, like I'm ready to recruit and enjoy our players and why we fell in love with this game in the first place.
Right. It's a bonding game, you know, sports in general, you know, it's about that bond, that chemistry, you know, that family, you know, feel. And so to have everyone so separated, you know, for so long, you know, it's like losing your family, you know, so you're losing your kids. Like it's hard. It's been hard, you know, and for me training out of, you know, my garage this last year, of course I still get to see some of my kids, but, you know, I don't get to see a lot of them. So I don't want to go back through this again ever. You know, as soon as I was able to get that vaccine, I was in there. Like, shoot me up. Like, how many do I need? Like, how often do I come?
Like, when do I need to be back? Right. All of that.
So what's this summer look like for y'all? You know?
This summer we're actually planning to have a couple trips.
Okay.
Not trips, camps. I'm sorry. Okay. Look, I'm thinking about going off the country sometime. But I think we're having a couple camps, having a team camp and having 2 league camps. But you know, the biggest thing for us is just continuing to build on what we have. Our team suffered quite a few injuries this year that were pretty detrimental. Just because we had like one kid, we had tore her labrum. We had another kid tear her ACL. Then we had a kid that tore a ligament in her thumb. So we, part of that whole sitting out for 6-7 months, you come back, and when you go hard, sometimes things happen. And we just kind of felt the bad end of that stick. But for us, it's a matter of getting those kids healthy, and giving them the opportunity to really live this year and get our team to be better. We've had 4 signees so far, and happy about every last one of them.
Yeah. So do you have any kids that are coming back, because of the COVID year? Are they taking that extra year, or how are they doing that at the Division II level?
Everybody gets a year back. So for us, we had a lot of juniors and sophomores this year. We only had 1 freshman. And so for those players, they'll come back and they'll be juniors and sophomores in the court next year.
Nice.
We have 1 senior that's returning for her 5th year. And then we had 1 senior that said, "Hey, Coach, I've already done 5 years. I don't want to do another." And I couldn't blame her. I was like, "Baby, you didn't live your college years. Go get she got her a job, and at the end of the day, that's what you're here for. You get the degree, you get the job."
Absolutely. Okay, so summer's on. So if a young, freshman, sophomore, high school young lady is starting to take basketball seriously, and she's listening to this, what would you say you look for? I know we talked about the work ethic, and that grind mentality. What else do you look for, if you're looking for a recruit? What are you looking for in your players?
I mean, of course, the biggest aspect is, can you grind? Can you fight through things? Can you really get out there and get these points? Give me what I'm looking for. Right. The other part is, academically, how do you balance it? It's not just one thing to be a stellar athlete, but how are you in the classroom? Can you handle a college workload? Do you have an idea of where you want to go? Like, are you trying to be an accountant, or are you trying to be an engineer? Like, first conversation I'm having with a senior is, what do you want to major in? What is your idea of life in 5 years after you graduate? And if you can't even pinpoint a direction, sometimes that's a red flag for me. Right. I want to know that you have some kind of guidance on where you want to go. There's a lot of kids, yes, I understand, hey, I'm undecided, but do you have a rim? Do you have some kind of direction? Like, I don't want to hear nursing, but then a mathematician, and then, maybe a scientist too. We're going to different spectrums. Like, give me a guidance. Nursing, maybe community wellness, maybe physical therapy. I'm not decided on what area, but I know it's somewhere down the line of helping people. Right. Those are the kind of things that I'm kind of looking for out of the seniors. Like, hey, do I have an idea of what my game plan is? Okay. And then how do I balance school and athletics?
Gotcha. Okay. So what would be your 5-year goals for yourself? Like starting, this year, coming off of this COVID year, kind of getting back to some sense of normalcy. What would be your 5-year outlook for yourself as a coach?
As a coach, I'm really looking at my freshmen that I am bringing in right now, them all having degrees.
Nice.
5 years, I want them to all be successful on the court, but successful off the court as well. It's nothing better than seeing classes you bring in graduate. Right. Because now I feel like, hey, I made a promise to you when you made the promise to me to commit. I made a promise that I was going to get you out of here and get you a degree. Right. And so for me, in that process of those freshmen graduating, I want to see the juniors, the seniors, the sophomores that I have graduating and getting jobs. Nice. And so now we're coming back 5 years from now, having a little reunion saying, wow, y'all remember that COVID year? Right. We didn't think we was going to make it through, but we did. Right. And so And then on a personal coach's level, I want to see success on the court. I want to see conference championship. Elite Eight or higher. Yeah. A national championship would be wonderful. But before you can get to the natty, you got to get to the conference.
Right.
So right now, that is the immediate goal. Is, hey, can we get this conference championship? And then can we get a regional championship? And then, hey, can we get a natty?
Right.
And so it's a climb, but that's the goal. It's always been the goal.
Hey, it's out there. It's in the universe now. Let's go ahead and get this conference title in the next year, 2 years. Let's go ahead and lock that down right quick. Let's put that out there.
Let's make it happen, yes.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Because I know your coaching style. I've been able to listen to you quite a bit now, and just knowing you through college and the type of competitor that you were on the court. I still use you as an example as far as people being. I remember I have a lot of kids who be like, well, I'm only 5 foot such and such. I ain't supposed to be down there getting no rebounds. And I was like, man.
I don't want to hear.
I don't want to hear none of this stuff. But, just knowing, who you are, all these goals are going to happen for you. I know the athletes love you. So I know your relationships with your players are, priority for you. And that's always big, when your athletes trust you and they love you, they'll run through brick walls for you. So, those championships are going to come for you.
Yes, sir.
I would definitely appreciate everything you do. I enjoy watching you. I enjoy watching your success that's happened and success that's coming for you. So, I'm definitely here in your corner rooting for you from miles and miles away. I can't get down. We can't see each other much. Probably once every 2 years.
It seems that way, don't it? It seems that way.
So I'll definitely get down there though. I had an athlete I was going to have to bring to your camp. I don't know if she can make that date or not, but if she can, I definitely want to try to get her in there, so I can at least get back down there. Have my own excuse to get down there, but. But thank you for definitely taking time to talk with me. Before we get off, do you have any advice for the young athlete and for the young coach? I have a few coaches who are, graduating this year and looking at getting into coaching. They're going like the high school route. Some are going the junior high route. But I know collegiate coaching is definitely their long-term goal. So would you have any advice for that young athlete and for that young coach?
And I'll say this for both because I think it's very relevant for both aspects, being a player and being a coach. Relationships matter.
Right.
No matter where you go, no matter what you're trying to do, relationships matter.
Right.
So make sure that you are cultivating, nurturing every relationship. Because you never know when that relationship is going to help you with the next job, the next position, the next opportunity.
Right.
For players, the relationship you have with your coach matters because that's the person that, as a recruiter, that's who I talk to after I talk to your parents.
Right.
Or sometimes even before I talk to your parents because they know who you are from the coach's aspect. And I really hate when I hear players like badmouth their high school coaches. But no matter how experienced and how inexperienced these people are, the relationship matters.
Right.
The relationship you have with your teammates, that matters. And so it's the same thing with a coach because, like you said, I value the relationship I have with my own players.
Right.
Because who can better recruit for me than the players I already coach?
Exactly.
And so when you come on campus, you're trying to figure out how does this coach, they talk nice on the phone, but how are they really?
Right.
Well, my players are the ones that are going to be able to tell you who I really am because they see me every day.
Right.
And so being a coach, the relationships you develop, they help you get that next opportunity, whether it be with players, whether it be with parents. You'd be surprised how many people know other people. And how many people have relationships that get them their next opportunity. So value each and every one of them because they all matter.
Definitely. That's wise. It's pure wisdom right there, guys. this is going on 8 years of strong coaching in the game. So she definitely knows what she's talking about. Like she said, she's been a player, been an athlete her whole entire life. Every sport. So definitely value, those relationships. That makes all the sense in the world. It's not always what you know, but who you know. We've heard that our whole lives. If you haven't heard it, then you're hearing it now. And if you don't understand it, DM me, DM Coach. We'll explain it to you, because it definitely matters who you know and what they know about you and who you are and your character. All that stuff speaks volumes. So thank you so much, for coming on with me today. This is definitely always a pleasure to be able to speak with you and see what you have going on. Anything
I appreciate you, man.
I can do, definitely reach out to me. Like I said, I'm going to try to get down there. I think it's going on, 3 years now? 2 years?
Yeah, it's about 3 now. Yeah.
About time. It's about time. So
1 year just flew by. We ain't going to count it.
Yeah, so we'll say 2 years. Last year didn't count. But I'll definitely get down there and see what's going on, see what y'all have going on, and see what I can do to help you.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Always.
All right.
Always support you in whatever you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. All right, thanks for coming on with me.
All right, you have a good one.
You too.